What's good, my beautiful people? I want to thank you for tuning in to another one of my reviews. And today I will be reviewing Freeform's Grownish. This is my first time reviewing this show, and it was suggested by a fan who listens to my other reviews. I told her that I would do it, so here I am. And so I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. Go make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you're a returning family member, you know it's always good to see you and engage with you guys. And y'all know how I do. Let's get right into it. The show opens up with Zoe on the set of her first music video with Joe Badass and Indigo, who is being played by Saweetie. I'm not a big fan of Saweetie musically. However, she is one of the most unproblematic young talents that's out there, especially for her to be in such a high-profile relationship with Quavo. Saweetie just basically stated herself, and I do respect that about her as a person. So she plays Indigo, and Indigo is complaining that her outfit is too bland. She's blending in with the other girls, and she needs something to stand out. And so Zoe was basically letting her know that she didn't have anything else for her to try on or to have other than these swimsuits, and she wasn't really feeling that at all. So it was like, nah, baby girl, you do got something. Let me get that outfit up out you. She didn't say that to Zoe, but next thing we know, Indigo is wearing Zoe's outfit. And, Zoe is having this daydream about Aaron and her, and she's mouthing the lyrics to the song. Zoe just gone with this dude. So after everything was over, Joy Badass basically asked her if she could stay another day. So Zoe really wasn't feeling that because she was really happy and ready to get back home to her girls and also to see what could possibly become of this thing with Aaron. So she really wasn't feeling that too much, yet and still she decided to do it for the sake of her internship. Well, not her internship, but her job, which she has dropped out of school in order to pursue. Next, we see Anna, Jazz, and Sky chilling at Titanium only because Jazz secretly wants to see what Doug is doing. And Doug, of course, it's not a coincidence that he's there. She made sure that he was there. So Anna and Sky, they basically call her out for having them there in order for her own personal benefit or pleasure. So Jazz has been staring on the lows and she sees, this girl sitting next to Doug. So she walks over to the guys and they all greet her, Doug, Vivek, and Aaron. They greet her as they normally would. But Jazz, like I stated, was focused on homegirl next to Doug, and she wanted to know if baby girl was dating or getting some of her old piece. That was basically what was going on. So she found out that the girl was single. This was not someone that Doug was seeing or dating or, having sex with. And I'm just like, you know what, Jazz, you the one who wanted to be on this break. But that, it is a true example of what happens when we as young women make a certain decision about our love life and then we're second guessing it. Or, we've made this decision, but we don't want homeboy to move on. We want him to just adhere to these terms that we have put him on. So I'm like, yeah, Jazz was she was in her feelings about this whole situation. And, I don't know, it looked kind of desperate. That's just my personal opinion, but I understand when you young, in love, and just trying to find your way through it. So I couldn't relate to this scene, but I definitely could understand it. Now, I was paying some attention to some of the things that were being discussed on Twitter as it pertains to this scene with Vivek. I believe, personally, he was just being a friend. He was basically asking the questions that I would ask one of my girls if their dude wanted to go on a break, but they couldn't date anybody. They could not, go out. They couldn't do anything with someone of the opposite sex or someone that they're interested in. Because my thing would be, hey, she the one, that wanted to go on this break, meaning Jazz. However, she doesn't want you to move on with your life, and it's unbalanced. It's all one-sided. She is the one that called for the break. It's all on her. She gets the benefit out of this situation. So a lot of people, wasn't feeling Vivek after that, but I'm like, I understood him. He would be the person I would be like, yeah, I have no problem with what he said. It's almost as if, so you're supposed to just wait around until she is at a place to where she wants to be back in a relationship. So like I said, I had no problem with that scene. I would have asked the same questions. So what are you supposed to do while, she's getting prepared for the Olympics? You supposed to just wait around on her? What are you supposed to do in that time of waiting. So I have to still remember that these are college students who still trying to find things out, as most of us still are in life as well. But they trying to figure stuff out with a very immature mindset. So it's just, it's interesting reviewing this show, but I had no problem with how Vivek posed the question to Doug as far as, what are you doing? And he asked the question in a way that caused Doug to rethink, what he agreed to. And I thought that that was exactly what he was supposed to do as a friend. Like, are you sure that you want to wait? Are you sure that you're going to be able to not date, to not have sex? Let's be real, these college students. So you're not going to do anything while she is getting herself, in the mode of preparation. And, the two young ladies had opposing views. One understood where Vivek was coming from. The other one was like, men, they sustain from sex all the time when it comes to sports. And I'm like, yeah, they do. But maybe like for a couple days, not for no damn 5 months. That's a lot. I'm sorry. That's a lot to ask for someone when you have been already being in an intimate relationship with them. So I'm glad that this conversation happened, and hopefully it encouraged people to have conversations that need to be had, because those were some real thoughts. Like, what would you do if your boyfriend or girlfriend or whomever asked you to wait 5 months as they prepare to do something? They want you to wait for them. How, gung-ho would you be to agree to something like that? All right, so let's transition into Jillian and Luca, who I absolutely love, by the way. They were on their way out because Luca will be leaving for Italy soon, and they were going to go out on the town and have all this fun, but yet he decided that he wanted just to stay in with her all night, which I thought was so cute. And so Jillian jumped on the table, and she was like, the floor is lava. And Luca had no idea to what the hell she was talking about. So she was like, you didn't play The Floor is Lava as a kid? And baby boy was like, I've never been a kid. And Luca, to me, he is he's hilarious, but his personality is so dry. I think a lot of his humor is just like missed. But I do love his character, though. He's just dry as hell. However, him and Jillian, they blend very well together. And I just really love how her character really has been incorporated into the storyline, as if like, yeah, she's cool with Zoe, she's cool with the other girls, but her presence on the show is truly a love interest for Luca. So I really love how the writers truly have incorporated Ryan Destiny into the fold of the cast of Grownish. So Luca obliges her, and he hops on the table, and he was like, how are we going to get to the bedroom? And she was like, He was like, you know what? The hell with it. So he gets down, and she was like, your feet are going to burn up. And he was like, who needs toes anyway? And so she jumped on his back, and they went upstairs. And I thought that was like a really, really cute, lovable, childish moment. Zoe notices Indigo at the airport. And so initially she's trying to avoid her. And she was basically saying, it ain't like, I don't like her. She's just a lot. And so when Indigo noticed Zoe and she was walking over to her, she was being, a tad bit extra. But they were talking about how their flights were delayed. And so when Indigo sat down, she was basically just, they were having small talk until Zoe kind of let her guard down a little bit and opened up and about, she was ready to see her girls and possibly see what's going to go on with this dude. And so Indigo was like, oh, so you got a boo? And she was like, she really didn't know where they stood. She was like, but they kissed before she left. And she was like, oh, girl, like you need to call him, text him. You need to get on your boss shit. Don't wait for him. You take the initiative. And so Zoe was liking what she was hearing, and she did. She texted Aaron and basically just told him how she felt about him, so on and so forth. So he immediately responds, letting her know that he wants to hook up with her as soon as she gets back in town. Now, Zoe did what many women do. We read so much into something that's not there. And so that's exactly what she did. And we'll, talk about a little later how that bubble got burst with Aaron and Zoe. It probably was one of my most favorite scenes of the show, but we'll get to that a little later. I really liked this scene with Anna and Jazz. It was a very short scene, but I really liked it because basically Anna was just telling her, you're the one who came up with the plan of y'all taking this break. So you need to do whatever it takes in order to adhere to it. And it was like, basically, you can't play with his feelings, or, what does this break really mean? What does it mean for y'all future? What does it mean to now? Like, what is he supposed to do when you're kind of uncertain about what this break really means? So I really like this scene because it calls for clarity. And just like Vivek, Anna posed the question and she said what she said to make Jazz think about her decision. And that's what I really like the most, when you can write something and make people think and cause them to come to a place of clarity that they can truly make a right decision that benefits both parties and not just for themselves. And I believe that's what happened with this scene. So I really did enjoy this scene with Anna and Jazz. Now back to Jillian and Luca. They were just chilling, having a good little time or whatever. And he was playing the game like you hide something in your hand and you have the person to touch to find out which hand is in and what the prize is. So basically, Jillian was bad at this game. So, Luca basically gave her a key to his loft. And you can tell she was shocked by it. She really didn't know how to take it. He was just basically telling her that he had never opened up his life or himself to someone like this before. And you can tell she was about to deliver some not so great news. And so she basically told him that she could not accept it and she hoped he didn't take it the wrong way. And he looked so hurt and I felt so bad for him. And he was like, I guess the lava on the floor has cooled. Now I'm just going to go take a shower. And he just walked away. You could tell his feelings were hurt. So I'm going to just go ahead and wrap up their storyline for this particular episode. We find out that Jillian was engaged to her high school sweetheart a year previous. And, she was basically saying that, she just felt like they were moving too fast and she ended up breaking things off. And, she was like, he was so hurt. And you could tell she didn't want to make that same mistake again. So it just kind of scared her to cause her to wonder if she was moving too fast with Luca, also. And I was like, dang, I know that feeling, when you have to end something with someone that you genuinely love and care about. And it may not necessarily be something happen or something is wrong. It just may be like, we're just really moving too fast here and we need to pause. And, just remember, like, these kids are like 21 years old. So it's like, first of all, Luca was like, after she first initially said that she was engaged, he was like, was it arranged? Like, in his mind, he couldn't even fathom that someone their age would genuinely want to get married. So I thought that was hilarious. And it definitely went along with his personality. But, I was just glad to see their relationship is probably one of the most mature relationships on the show, in my personal opinion. So I was just glad to see that happen, that she was honest, that she was open. And, he understood. And so he was like, he would just leave the key under Carl. And she was like, is that your neighbor? And he was like, no, it's the cactus outside my door. That's why I was like, I love Luca. And he's just that personality is just, oh my God. But they are really cute together. I thoroughly enjoyed that scene. And yeah, so I just want to wrap up their storyline. But that was a really cute, really vulnerable, open moment. And I'm glad that we got a chance to witness that between the two. All right, now let's wrap this thing up. So the last scene of the episode was Zoe going to where Aaron was. She decided to ditch out on hooking up with her girls. She went directly to see him. So, like I stated earlier, she has this mindset of what is going to happen, what is going to be, not knowing that Aaron was about to burst that bubble. And Aaron has a girlfriend. I forget her name at the moment. But he has a girlfriend, and you could tell Zoe was taken by surprise. She was hurt. She was shocked. And you could tell the girlfriend, was like looking at Aaron like, okay, I'm gonna need you to fix whatever this situation is that you got with old girl, but don't make me wait too long. And I like her because sis look like she don't play. And so Zoe was just, she just didn't know what to do. And I absolutely loved the heart-to-heart that she had with Aaron. Aaron was not lying with the things that he said. Zoe has been playing with him from the beginning, I believe. There have been several occasions where I do believe that he has always been a great friend to Zoe. And Zoe hasn't always reciprocated that, not only to him, but with the circle of friends that's on the show. I think that she's gotten better, but I think Zoe, she doesn't have forethought. It's like she has to wait until something happens for her to realize, like, oh, I probably handled that the wrong way. And not that, that's not afforded to her because she's still growing and maturing. But it's like, sis, this can't happen all the time. Every situation, you can't wait until it goes south or goes sour for you to realize you played a major part in it being that way. And so I loved how Aaron described his feelings when he told her that he had been waiting basically for 3 years to hear her express her feelings toward him. And, he was like, it's always some dude, the dude Cash, the dude she lost her virginity to. You played Aaron out for him. Then you played Aaron out for Luca. And it's like he's always second choice when it comes to Zoe and other guys. It's like he's never the first choice for her. And even when she was like, he said, I can't trust you with my heart, which I was like, woo. I've said that one before. When you tell somebody you can't trust them with your heart, that's a bold statement to make. And, she was like, he said, I just know you're going to end up hurting me. And she was like, no, I wouldn't. And he was like, yeah, you wouldn't mean to. So basically he's saying, no, you would, but in your mind, it wouldn't be intentionally. It would be, oh, something happened. This was the reason, so on and so forth. So it was whoever wrote this, I thought it was great to have one of the male leads describe his feelings in this manner. Because normally we don't see that. And for these to be like college students, I could really respect that dialogue that he had with Zoe. So I am interested into seeing what's going to happen, how this thing is going to play out. But I really felt that what Aaron said, she was like, congratulations. We know that heifer didn't mean that. So she didn't mean no congratulations because, he is the object of her affection. So we'll see what happens with Aaron and Zoe and see what happens with Aaron and his girl and see how these things go, especially with, it looks like in the upcoming episodes, Aaron and Zoe are still going to have like somewhat of a closeness, which sometimes I think in a relationship, and it's something there or something was there that was strong, you got to distance yourself a little bit, especially when it's fresh. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for listening. Y'all be safe out there. I will holler at y'all later. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all later. My bad. I forgot these two last scenes. Doug and Jazz had their heart-to-heart. Basically, she was just saying that, they needed to take a complete break because he didn't understand what was going on because he felt like Jazz was sending him mixed messages, which she was. I'm glad they came to an understanding and an agreement that they are broken up. You're not waiting for each other. The only thing she did ask was for the next 5 months, could he not fall in love with another woman? And he was basically saying like he think that's something that he can definitely, control, that he can do. I was like, I don't know about that, bro, because the heart wants what the heart wants. And sometimes you cannot control who, receive your affection. Sometimes it happens out of nowhere. You're not expecting it. It just is what it is. But I thought that was a very mature moment for the both of them to come to that place. You could tell it was hurtful for them both, even though Doug agreed to it. You could tell he wasn't feeling it because he kept shaking his head like the entire time that Jazz was talking. Even as he was agreeing, you could tell he just wasn't feeling this arrangement. So we're gonna see what happened with those two characters. I don't know, but we definitely gonna see. So the last scene of the episode was basically the girls coming together and making a pact or decision to delete the social media accounts or pages of these men that are keeping them stuck in the past, that are keeping them from moving forward and progressing. So Zoe was supposed to delete Aaron. I don't think Anna was deleting anybody. Jazz was supposed to delete Doug, which she did. And Sky, she following some page, the biblical cloud chasers or something. I'm like, this chick is crazy, but she's supposed to delete all of these things that are keeping them like stuck. Everybody did what they were supposed to do except Sky, of course. But that was a cute little moment. And they were telling homegirl, I forget her name right now, the girl who was pregnant, that they can't wait to see the baby and stuff like that. And Sky was like, not me. And they was like, Sky, she was like, cut me some slack. I'm just getting the hang of being around adults. Kids gonna take a minute. And they kind of ended on that note. But, we'll see. We understand even as women and men, you could delete somebody, but you still can go to their page and see what you want to see. Or go on their page from another person's phone. So we're going to see how this all play out. But that was the last scene of the episode with them coming in agreement with this situation. We're going to see who break first, because one of them going to break. One of them going to break. So we'll see which one it is. Now this video is officially over. So thank you guys for tuning in. One.